Hey, guys. It is Altavice Pelzer, your voice manager, and I'm coming to you with another episode of the Speak Easy podcast, where we go behind the scenes talking about what it means to be the successfully paid speaker and author. I am excited about this episode. Why? Because I love being able to bring you guys real information, real insight, real speakers, and what it is that they do here in the industry. I know many speakers around the world have been trying to figure out how to adjust while in quarantine. And these top 7 speakers have really been raising the bar a couple notches when it comes to showing up and dropping the mic. So before we get into today's topic, I want to share a quick message for you. Guys, if you have not heard as of yet, we are definitely in an amazing time. This is the opportune moment for you to be able to show up and show out. Guess what? The hashtag unmuted book anthology is on the way. Guys, the first author call is on Tuesday, May 5th. Super excited about that. If you have not done so already, make sure that you reach out if you want more information. Contacts at altavicepelzer.com. Contacts at altavicepelzer.com. And with that being said, let's jump into today's topic. So, real talk. Everybody's stuck in the house. Well, not everyone. Essential workers, of course, have been going out on the front lines. We want to make sure that we celebrate them. So on behalf of the hashtag Speak Easy podcast, we want to say thank you to all of our first responders, those who are on the front lines, those who are moving and shaking, those in the nursing homes, the hospitals, the hospices, those who are delivering food and packages. And this time, we want to say thank you for your service because we definitely appreciate it. So this particular episode is going to go all in. Why is that? Let me tell you something. When it comes to being resilient, when it comes to being a speaker, an author, I've heard so many people say, I don't know what to do now. I normally do events for 500 to 1,000 people. Now what do I do? How do I show up? Man, you still show up. You figure out how to pivot and you raise the bar. Well, these 7 speakers that I'm going to be talking about today have really done just that. They've raised the bar. And that's Dr. George-Fraser, Brother Bedford, Eric Thomas, Cheryl Wood, Kern Crockett Cherry, Ayana Van Zant, Gary-vee, and Brian J. Olds. And so some of these names are pretty familiar to you. Others, this may be the first time that you hear them, but I definitely want you to go and check them out. They're giving great information. They're giving of their time. They're giving of resources. In this time, while people are stuck at home, they decided to show up and go off. Okay? Technology has definitely been a great catalyst for everyone during this time. It's either allowing you to stay sane or it's allowing you to get more education. And remember, education goes further than just the degree that you get at the school. But they've kept you in the circle, in the know. And I'm going to show you just a few ways that these particular speakers have been showing up. So George-Fraser and Brother Bedford linked up, and they're doing the Power Podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Facebook. Live, unscripted conversation with some of the leading industry people. Les Brown, Lisa Nichols. These are some of the names that have been on this project. It's been amazing too because guess what? All of us are in the same predicament. So they've had issues with technology. They've had issues with the Wi-Fi, but they've still moved and shaped when it came to showing up and giving you the motivation, inspiration, and education that you need during this time. You have Eric Thomas. Shout out to ET and the fam. So Eric Thomas has his Breathe Fellowship with Eric Thomas, and they have a daily accountability call Monday through Friday that's free. Okay, so some of you have been saying, oh, I want to get things done, but I don't have the accountability. Accountability gives you a 95% chance of success. And so if you don't have somebody holding you accountable, first and foremost, I need you to get your BUTT in gear and find someone to hold you accountable. But this is definitely a great community. They meet every Monday through Friday, every morning, 6 a.m., and they split it up. West Coast time, Central time, and East Coast time. So they're doing this 3 times a day, every morning. And man, when I tell you that they definitely do not disappoint, they do not disappoint. First day on there, I got to tell you, I was blown away by the sheer value that they give on every person that comes on the call. So it's not like you just come in and you calling in and you're listening to just people talk. No, you're listening to real life people doing real life things, having some of the real life same struggles that you may be going through. So super excited about that. BJO, Brian J. Olds, founder of Black Speakers Network, has been doing speaker spotlight series in the Black Speakers Network community on Facebook. Literally, he's been giving an opportunity for speakers to show up and share their expertise. And then he's been doing some bigger name speakers coming in and sharing wisdom with the community. Guys, you want to be around people that push you even in moments where you feel like there's nowhere for you to go. I mean, real talk. You want to be in a position and in a place where the people around you are moving. And even if that means sometimes we got to move in place, y'all better catch that. Even if that means we got to move in place, there are people that are supporting you, encouraging you, and not letting you let up. And so Brian J. Olds, shout out to you and BSN. I'm definitely a BSN member and super excited about what they're doing over there. Cheryl Wood, oh my goodness. Now, I have not been able to catch every one of the lives in this particular series, but man, the ones that I have been able to show up to have been through the roof amazing. And so she's been doing the Epic Woman Creating Global Empire series. And one of them that I showed up to was with Mikki Taylor. Yes, the one and only Mikki Taylor, who is the editor at large for Essence. And man, when I tell you that session was power packed, Mikki Taylor dropped gem after gem after gem that if you weren't motivated after that, I don't know what you're going through. So you definitely want to go check out Cheryl Wood's page because you can still register in order for you to get the replays as well. Don't miss out on that. And then again, all of these are things that you can still register for and find right now. Like they didn't give you the information and then take it away. I want to be sure that you understand that. They gave you the information and they sat it there. They said it right there so that way you could come back and listen to it again and again as you needed to. But I'm not done because Gary-vee has been... Now listen, Gary-vee is the type of speaker and entrepreneur that you either like them, love them, or hate them. And that's just, it is what it is. But he has been very consistent in who he is. He is not faking the front. He's not about to come and try to be something he's not. He's very authentic in who he is and how he shows up on stage and in his business. And so he's been doing, now most of you know that he already was doing the live with Gary-vee, the Gary-vee video experience, audio experience. Like he's had several different ones he's done over time. But right now he's doing tea with Gary-vee and he's actually going live with some of his amazing followers and having them, they can ask questions, and and he's talking to them live. You know, he goes live LinkedIn, Facebook, Periscope. Haven't seen him use the Instagram platform for live streaming, but I have seen him use the others, and you can even catch the clips on his podcast. So they clip it up, especially when it's a great question and answer. They clip it up and they put it on the podcast. So definitely check it out. And then we have Ayana Van Zandt. So I was never, and I'm just going to be honest, I'm me. I was never a really big Fix Your Life fan. So I wasn't the one catching all of the shows and going and catching replays and all. That wasn't me. But something that she's been doing on Facebook has been the daily antiviral message, which has been really great because right now we're in a time where people are really they're having high anxiety, high depression. And so her doing this and putting it on a free platform and putting it out there has been great. I'm going to tell you why I said that. There have been some that have been putting things on a private platform where you have to register or you have to pay for something in order for you to gain access. Be very cognizant that your time and your money are valuable. You are valuable. And so when someone is willing to bring you something on a free platform, it's because they value you. Real talk. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. Everybody's trying to get $1. I get it. Everybody's trying to find a way to get 15 cents. I get it. But the reality is that they're showing up in such a way that they're not allowing you to miss out on this moment. They're keeping you motivated. They're keeping you energized. So I'm super excited about that. And then last but certainly not least is Kern Crockett Cherry. Now, I've had the opportunity to be on a couple platforms with her and connect with her as well. Love what she's been doing. So you have the Rise Up Summit. You have the small business sessions she's been doing on Zoom, helping you keep you informed when it comes to getting your SBA loan, when it comes to, what's going on right now, how you can pivot. And then she also did the Together We Stand Summit. These have been some powerful things for you as a speaker and author and entrepreneur to tap into. Man, I'm going to tell you why, though. The information they have been giving has not been fluff. Can we just be honest? It hasn't been fluff. And that's one of the reasons why I said it was so valuable in showing up. I've shown up to at least one free thing from each of these people within this time of quarantine. And it's not been fluff. It's been in your face, real talk conversations, reality check, and definitely it's the opportune moment for you to really tap into whatever it is you said you wanted to do, whatever you had on your vision board. They are giving you the fire. They're giving you the key to unlock the door. They're giving you the bricks to be able to build with in this season of quarantine. So you really have no excuse. You can make it happen. With that being said, let's hear from some of our Speakeasy sponsors.
Hey, this is Fraser Ramsey of the Ramsey Unleashed Going Beyond Borders podcast in Edinburgh, Scotland, and you're listening to the hashtag Speakeasy podcast with Altavis Pelzer.
Hey, my name is Brian Oles, founder and president here at Black Speakers Network, and you are listening to the Speakeasy podcast with Altavis Pelzer.
I'm super excited that we have some awesome people that are coming in alignment with the Speakeasy podcast, the hashtag Speakeasy podcast. And you'll be hearing even more of those coming up down the line. With that being said, I have a few things. I have 5 things I really want you to learn from watching these 7 top speakers really show up and show off. There's 5 key elements I want you to learn. And it's not even things, some of these are things that they're saying out of their mouths. Some of these are the actions that they're really taking. And I think that this can resonate with any speaker or author, any entrepreneur in this time. We know that there was one young lady who just made $1 million with her business in the middle of quarantine, in the middle of COVID-19, guys. So definitely the opportunities are out there. And even if you check out the episode that I did with Sherry Williams, we talked about how right now, drones and being a drone operator is really about to soar and take off. And guess what? Why? It has to be, what are you doing to look into the future? That's one of the things I grabbed from Mikki Taylor on that training with Cheryl Wood, is what are the things that you can do? Are you looking far enough in the future that whatever you have right now can answer that question that's about to come up? I know we can't be perfect and try to get it all together. We don't have everything, but you can definitely put yourself in a position for success. So, 5 things that I really want you guys to take away. Number 1, consistency matters. Real talk. Consistency matters. I get it. I understand. I wish everybody could really kind of get into this mode and this habit of just showing up consistently. I see so many people who have quit because of quarantine. They stopped working out. They stopped eating right. They stopped doing all of these things because they're home and they're kind of in their woe is me pity party. Granted, people have lost jobs. People have lost loved ones. People have lost their lives. It is very serious. But in the midst of everything, there are so many opportunities opening up for us. And for us, I mean us, the everyday person. I'm not just talking about the celebrities. I'm not just talking about the person that already is making 6 figures in their business, even though there's opportunities for them too. I'm talking about the one that has been struggling to decide if, she wanted to be a speaker, because that means that now, is that money and that income and that revenue going to be something I can depend on, especially with going through COVID-19? Is that, new opportunities, events for me to speak, is that something that's dependable? The person that's been saying, if I write a book and I'm only getting $8 per book, is that really something that can sustain me and my family future years down the line? This is for you. Your consistency matters. Real talk. Each of these people have been showing up consistently while in quarantine. They haven't stopped. They haven't given up on you. They haven't given up on what their voice has the impact to do. They've become #unmuted. And they said, I don't care COVID-19. I don't care quarantine. Nothing's going to mute me in this time. The second thing is that your why pushes you to show up regardless of your circumstances. And so when your why is very deep rooted in who you are and what you want to do, then guess what? It's going to push you even in the midst of uncertainty, even in the midst of moments where the situation is the worst. Your why is going to push you. And if your why is not pushing you right now, you really have to ask yourself the question, is my why superficial? Or am I following somebody else's why? Real talk. Many people who came into the coaching industry, who came into the speaking industry, they did it off of the strength of somebody else's why, not their own. So I want you to fight and understand that your why is valuable. Are you showing up because your why is pushing you? That leads me to number 3. Listen, how to pivot in a tough situation. I had someone on a post who they said, I can't do live events anymore. And I've been making all my money on live events. What's something else that I can do in the middle of quarantine and COVID? What can I do? And my response was pivot to virtual events. And their response was, well, my live events would have 500 people to 1,000 people. I don't think virtual events can do that. See, that is not someone who wants to pivot. Why is that? That is somebody who wants to have a woe is me moment. So events was not really your heart. Because trust and believe, I know of people who are doing virtual events and having hundreds of people show up. Why? Because everyone's home. Everyone has access to a phone or a laptop. Everybody has Wi-Fi right now. And so they're showing up. Why wouldn't you pivot in this moment? And this is something I've even been telling my clients, where if you have something that you already know, that you're the expert at, you have something that it may not have been a part of your business right now or before because it didn't line up. Is it something that can help people in this season? If it is, pivot. Stop being scared to change. Stop being scared to learn something new. And so literally in the time that he took from the time that we started the quarantine until now, if he would have went and learned about the virtual platforms that are out there and learned how to maximize the virtual platforms, he could have been using those this whole time and making money. He could have been using them in order to gain more access to exposure. He could have been using them for any number of things. So don't think that in the midst of a circumstance or a situation that we can't get things done. We most definitely can. We just got to learn how to pivot. And these top 7 speakers that I talked about earlier in the episode, they learned how to pivot. Cheryl Wood, Kern, Crockett, Cherry. Listen, Dr. George-Fraser. These are people who had large events that were planned, in-person events, who learned how to pivot. Okay, they may not get the money that they were looking for when it came to the live events. They may get the money in a different way. People may show up to the podcast or to the series or to the meetup and buy something from them. Guys, again, it's all in how you look at it and if you are determined that you're really going to show up. So I got 2 more for you guys. 2 more.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Henderson of the DFW Den Radio Gospel Station, and you're listening to the Speakeasy Podcast with Altarese Pelzer. Keep it locked.
Okay, so we got the final 2 when it comes to, the lessons that these speakers, these top 7 speakers have been teaching during quarantine. Number 4 would be, when you don't know it, find someone who does. I'm telling you, every expert in the industry has been doing things for free. You don't believe me? Listen, Debbie Allen did dance lessons for free. Twitch doing dance lessons. Wildebeest doing dance. There's people doing cooking shows right now for free and teaching you how to cook different meals. And there are people who are teaching you fitness. Shout out to my bro, Shannon Daughter. He literally, in the midst of COVID-19, did a challenge. And it's the hashtag 0 to 100 jump rope challenge. Why is that so important? Guys, literally, he had people join him from all over the world, jumping rope every day for 30 days. It's still happening. There are people who are still starting. It's their day 1. And he started this over 30 days ago. So guys, you got to understand that, when you can't do something, so you can't get to the gym, find people who are doing it online, who are sharing it out and giving you opportunities. He's going and he's doing trainings and he's doing all types of things. And then the fitness company that he's a part of, they've been going live in the morning and doing trainings. Guys, the opportunities are endless. So yeah, you can work out at home. Shout out also to Tierra Pittman. She's been Fitness Dynasty. Okay. She's been doing some live streams, teaching you how to stretch, teaching you some workouts you can do with what you have at home. Listen, the opportunities are out there, guys. So when you don't know how to do it on your own, you don't know which direction to turn, find somebody who knows, who's an expert in the industry, and go link up with them. I can't tell you how much it's been amazing you've even gotten free acting classes online. Like at this point, everything that's on your vision board, minus traveling, every other thing on your vision board is still doable. I'm going to repeat that for the cheap seats. Everything that's on your vision board is still doable. But you have to understand, guess what? You got to show up. And that leads me to number 5, which is really valuable, guys. Spend more time taking action. Now, this is that double-edged sword, because guess what? Some of you, the things that you think is you taking action and you're being busy. You know, we always talk about being busy. I'm busy. Some of you are being busy, but you're not productive. And so I have to put it out there that the stuff that you're taking action on, it needs to be the things that are moving your needle forward. Someone asked a question about, what does being productive really mean to you? And I said, I'm doing something that moves my needle forward. Am I at a different place today than what I was at yesterday? And that takes you away from comparing yourself to everybody else, because their journey's not yours. There should be some mile markers in your journey. There should be some things, some points that you're trying to achieve. Like, for instance, one of the things that I wanted to do was become debt-free. I just paid off my student loans. Yes, during quarantine. Paid off student loans. They're done. That was a mile marker for me. That was moving my needle forward. Other people, they may have said, well, why are you going to pay off loans during quarantine? And you could have did this and did. Yeah, I get it. But I did not stop taking action on the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of 2020. And so these speakers, that's one of the things that you see. They've been taking action and taking the world by storm. I'm telling you. Taking action and taking the world by storm. Why? Because the reality is you've been talking about it. You've been praying about it. You've been researching it. You've put it on the vision board. You've made SMART goals, but you've not taken action to actually see it through. I get it. I tell people, when my first book, it took me 8 years to write the first book. You know why? Because I researched and I found out how long it should be and what should the chapters look like and the outline and this and that. And how many words should the book be? 20,000 words. 10,000. No, 50,000 words. What? I went through so much, guys, in trying to get this project, this first one, out. And then when I finally finished it, lo and behold, I ended up publishing 3 more books that same year. Sometimes your action is the motivator. Y'all better catch that. I hope y'all caught it. Sometimes your action is the motivator. And so we got to go back and take some action, because that action is going to put us in a position for us to be able to excel into a whole nother level. So as we move and shape during quarantine, as we start to open up states and start to figure out what's next in the speaking industry, the author, and as entrepreneurs, what's next for us? This is your opportunity to really get your butt in gear and say, man, I know I can do better. I'm going to find a way to do better. And shout out to the 7 top speakers. Man, you guys are rocking it out. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being essential to us who are home. Thank you for being essential to us as entrepreneurs. Thank you for being essential to us as people who want to leave a legacy and build, because it's valuable. With that being said, guys, this is another episode of the Speakeasy Podcast, where we go behind the scenes and talking about what it means to be the successfully paid speaker or author. I'm your host, Altavice Pelzer, your voice manager. I am Mute, the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. Guys, it is 2020, and I still expect 2020 to be an amazing year. I hope it will be just as amazing for you. With that being said, guys, Let's rock this thing out.